Welcome to Istrolid Basic Fleet Tutorial. In this video we will take a look at 5 different ships. First we have a fighter. This fighter has one light beam and a 30 turret mount. It also has a battery for energy and it also has a scout thruster. And a wing that is also important so it can turn a bit faster. This is the cheapest wing available. It also has some armor to make it able to take some fire and make it not die from a single flak shot, for example. So the job of this fighter is to be almost as cheap as possible. It is supposed to hunt down enemy ships and overwhelm them, or they're supposed to screen the fleet from enemy bombers or such. Next ship we have is a carrier, and this is important because this ship only has the base 40 energy generated per second, and it will run out fast if it starts firing at the enemy. So you will have to retreat it to the carrier, and this is the carrier. What is essential about this ship is that it has an energy transfer module, and this will transfer energy to all ships in 800 meters range. This is a spinal plasma carrier. It has 3 plasma guns on spinal turret mounts, and each spinal turret is surrounded by these targeting subsystems, also called range mods. These extend the range of the weapons that they're surrounding. And this range is actually really good because plasma turrets, they can't be fired at, they can't be intercepted by point defense. So this is the maximum range you can get with spinal turrets, and that gives you a pretty good DPS of about 24. So each plasma turret does about 8 DPS. And that is good against, that is pretty good damage at long range at 2200 meters. And then we also have this point defense on 90 turret mounts, 90-degree turret mounts. And for energy we have 2x2 reactors, 2 of them. And this is just enough to give all of these plasma turrets energy to fire. And we also have this battery so that it can recharge and stores some energy in this battery while it's not recharging other ships or firing. Then we have some basic boat thrusters. These are the cheapest and most powerful thrusters. They will give your slow ships a good speed. And we have some wings and we have a lot of armor. So these ones should be able to mostly take care of themselves and fire at enemy at long range. However, you should watch out for flanking fighters, and most importantly, you should watch out for face ships, for face bomb ships. And here we have face bomb ships. Most essential is the face bomb launchers. Face bomb launchers do a lot of damage, and they give the most DPS in the game. And these ones have damage mods, overchargers, and these will increase the damage of each projectile fire. They also have some reloaders that will decrease the reload time of the weapons. This gives the ship a whopping 251 DPS. That is a lot of DPS. But face bomb launchers, they are not that good at hitting fast targets or moving targets. So we also have these stasis fields, which slows down the enemy to about half their speed. And we also have these gravity pull waves, 2 of them, so we can pull in the enemy so they can't escape as easily. We also have some batteries and a few wings, not much. We don't need much turn rate. We should be engaging slow ships with these ships. And we have some thrusters and a lot of armor. So the deal with this is to go in against especially spinal ships that can turn around and start kiting. So we can go in and either force them to turn and retreat, or if we get in close we can do a lot of damage in a short time. And then we have these torpedo ships with some point defense. So we have 2 torpedo launchers on the cheapest mount, 30-degree turret mounts. And we also have this 90-degree turret mount point defense. And this ship is supposed to like support your other ships. You make some of these and you get some extra point defense if the enemy has a lot of torpedoes or missiles, and it has a simple bulk thruster and some solar panels. These solar panels will give it a little bit of energy, so it can at least recharge some of its energy while it isn't near carriers. But otherwise you should be dependent on your carrier for energy. So, and it has some armor, so this is something you can spam out if you need some more medium range DPS and just try to overwhelm the enemy point defenses, or if you need some more point defense of your own. So, and next we have the Corvette. This Corvette is pretty fast. It has an interceptor afterburner engine, and that will make it, this thruster will make it be able to go up to high speeds, 410 meters per second. And the idea is that you can catch enemy ships like kiters. And you also have these autocannons, so you can go in and fire these autocannons once or twice, and then you retreat with it. So the idea is that you go in and fire 1 or 2 volleys, and then you retreat. It also has this stasis field to slow down the enemy, so it's easier to hit them, catch them. And then you have a lot of volumetric armor and quite a bit of battery power, as well as some wings. Yeah, but the deal with this ship is it can't sustain its energy. It drains a lot of energy. This thruster drains a lot of energy. So you have to send it to a carrier, and then it has to wait to recharge energy. And then when the enemy doesn't have protected ships, you go in fast, deal some damage, and then retreat and try to save this ship. And there are 2 important ship types that we haven't gone through yet, and that is bombers and nukes and kiters. And I won't be going through them in this tutorial, but they're kind of more advanced to use. But the deal with this ship is that it's supposed to be able to catch kind of half-fast kiters, and then the really fast kiters, you're supposed to ignore them. So this is supposed to like catch fast, kind of medium-fast kiters, and the really fast kiters you can usually ignore because they do so little damage, and then you can push out with your other heavily armored ships, or just push away the enemy kiters with swarmers. And that are the 5 basic ships that you should be able to use to beat most of your opponents. Especially you should practice fighter micro, because fighters can win you games just by themselves. And this carrier is essential if to support your other ships with the energy transfer module. This means that when the plasma isn't firing, it is gonna be able to use that energy to recharge your other weapons. And plasma, it drains a lot of energy for the damage it does. So usually you want other units to be using that energy for other weapons that are more energy efficient. And then you have this very energy efficient shipbreaker that can go in and just crush slow ships. And then you also have this support ship that you can spam out, and you get some medium kind of long range torpedo support and some extra point defense if the enemy has a lot of projectiles like that. And then you have this anti-kiter ship that you can use against kiters. And that is a pretty well-rounded lineup. Use it well and practice, and you can probably beat most opponents with this fleet. At least I can. Good luck. Good hunting.